Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day.
It's not only a brand new day, it's a brand new champions coming up in exactly 1 minute in Ahghairon's day, Baldric. What we are going to do today, we're gonna unlock Baldwin, first of all. Well, cheers everyone. Then we're going to have a look at his variant 1, and we are going to test Baldric, a support and healing champion, second member of the Fallbacks champions. He's a support and healing champion who helps his affiliation members and those with high charisma. He heals champions in the columns in front of him, so in all columns in front of him. And his specialization choices, and there's a lot of them, grant him diverse abilities from assorted deities. Lovely. Let's just hope the servers won't have a hiccup at the start of the event. Probably have to recall Tess. To test their synergies with Uggie out. Crossing fingers. It should work. It should work. Service has been pretty good recently with the new events. New event started. Let's have a look. Due to rework, Lae'zel has their event tiers preset. Yeah, we know that. No problem. New champion Baldric. Rework champion coming up in a week. Lae'zel. I'm smiling. Aloic as a Flex champion. She just got a rework. Chim? Oh yes. Omen, by all means, yes, Omen. Valentine. Veronica, maybe. We'll see. We're not picking Beal. Nope. But Aloic for sure. Good. Flex champions. Lovely. Omen. Let's start. Ba-dum. Yeah, switching to scientific negotatiors soon. Going to really quickly unlock Baldric, reclaiming the past. Let's see. Let's have a look at the formation. I'm even going with Goldfind for unlocking him. 2 tanks. That might do. That might do the trick. Yes. That used to be easier. Well, let's speed things up with 2 Goldfind potions and 2 speed potions. Let's roll. Hew-Maan in the front. We need Rust as a very good Goldfind champion. So this formation is not set in stone. Just needed to complete area 50. With maybe a little bit of gold and therefore favor increase. So going full Goldfind, more or less. Oh, forgot battle run. Good. Almost done. So Baldric sits on seat 12. That's Archon seat, blocking we and Melf. Bummer. And we unlocked him Azut's favor increase of roughly 52 billion. That will go up in the next boss area. Hold on a second. 1100 and no, 120. Good. We unlocked Baldric, the cleric. I'm going to start the free play to gain some favor first, and of course trying out Baldric. Just getting my most important Goldfind champions in. Like that. Let's have a look. It's looking cool. Thing. And that's a lot of specializations choices you're getting here. I think that's not optimal, not at all. Bah! Looks like I'm out of focus. Real life focus. Well, we're gonna make it to some areas, I think, that way. So, I think we're set. Goldfind. Potion. 2 of them and 2 speed potions coming right in. Good. Finally. Oh, Uggie Uggie is with Baldric at the moment. Let's have a look first at his abilities. Uggie joins the party starting next to Baldric unless she's already in formation next to another fallback champion. Does that mean that Tess lost Uggie? We're going to check that. Nope. So Uggie is both with Tess and Baldric, but they're not in the same formation, not on the same core. Uggie joins the party starting next to Baldric unless she's already in the formation next to another Fallbacks champion. See, it has to be in the same formation. Uggie increases the damage of all non-adjacent champions by 100%. Bargaining power. Baldric's bargaining partners are Fallbacks champions and or champions with a charisma of 15 or higher. And yeah, Baldric has a charisma of 15, good. Baldric increases the damage of his bargaining partners by 100% for each bargaining partner in the formation, second multiplicatively. Baldric's bargaining partners also include none. Great. Faith Flame. That's his special attack. We're going to try that out. Baldric's mace ignites with a radiant light, preventing champions from being stunned and empowering his attacks for the duration. It is a flame. So here's Baldric. I'm going to put him right here. Okay. That was pretty short. That was really a short time. Barely noticeable. The undeniable Uggie's buff is increased when Baldric is in the formation, so Uggie increases the damage of all non-adjacent champion by 100%, plus another 400%. The healing word. Baldric heals the champion in all the columns in front of him for 20 health per seconds. That's barely noticeable because of Omen's Light of Tymora. Tymora, it's called. Tymora. Just like that. Now the specialization choices. Goodness. The bargain with Tyr. Bargaining has a complicated relationship with Tyr, the god of law and justice. But he increases the pre-stack bonus of bargaining power by 50%. Bargain with Moradin. All dwarves are familiar with the strength of Moradin. Of course they are. The main deity of their pantheon. You may use any dwarf champion in the current adventure, even if the patron variant or other restrictions would say otherwise. Additionally, dwarf champions also count as Baldric's bargaining partners. Let's have a look. How many dwarf champions do we have? We do not have that many dwarves, sadly. Raynor, who uses Spinwind? I don't. I didn't unlock Ren yet. Probably should. But Ren, she's a multi-class, multi-race champion. Gwent, yes. Beetle. So if Beetle is eligible, Rim should be eligible too. Good. Alcoria and Betterwen are our dwarves. Next up, the bargain with Tymora. Baldric bargains with Lady Luck herself when fortune and wealth are required. So Baldric gains the Goldfind role and increases the party's Goldfind by 100% for each bargaining partner, stacking multiplicatively. Additionally, champions with the Goldfind role also count as Baldric's bargaining partners. And since we set up a Goldfind formation, probably going with Tymora. Bargain with Mystra. Bargain pleads with the Lady of Mysteries when in need of magic and knowledge. Baldric's base attack also deals 5 seconds of BUD based damage and counts as a magic attack. So it's a magic user. Additionally, champions with a magic base attack also counts as Baldric's bargaining partners. And we have 4 of them in the formation at the moment. The bargain with Eldeth. When violence is not the answer, Baldric turns to Eldeth, the guardian of growth. Baldric increases the effect of Healing Word, healing all champions in all the columns in front of him, by 100%. Additionally, champions with the healing role also counts as Baldric's bargaining partners. Well, at the very start of an event, I think it's probably all about the Goldfind first. So, now we have the Dark Bargain. Baldric takes a calculated risk to bargain for power with a mysterious dark entity. Bosses have a 10% chance to drop twice as many gems, but non-boss area quest requirements are increased by 100%. That does not qualify him. Well, I have to rephrase that. That does not necessarily make him a valuable gem farm champion. Sitting on here, seat 12, he blocks Melf. And I'm not sure if the double area requirement makes up for the double gems in the loot bags. Should we take the risk? It's a calculated risk. No, that's a no for me. I'd rather go with Mystra. Magic attackers. Let's quickly check who his BUD setting should be Rust. No, it's Jaheira. Well, we could place Baldric in the back column. Yep, that's looking better. That's looking a bit better. So now I'm not going with Mystra and the magic attackers. I'm going with Eldeth. Doesn't do all too much. His healing is low. But I have to skip that song. I love kobolds, but I do not like this song. Let's see. Let's have a look at his outgoing effects. Uggie increases the damage of all non-adjacent champions by now of 500%. The bargaining power. Baldric's bargaining partners are Fallbacks champions and or champions with a charisma of 15 or higher. Does Jaheira is one. Good. Baldric increases the damage of his bargaining partners by 100% for each bargaining partner information stacking multiplicatively. So you want to have as many bargaining partners information as possible for the best damage increase. Baldric's bargaining partners also include Goldfind and healing. We've got 9 bargaining partners. Is he self a bargaining partner? Huh. Maybe. So currently a bonus of 1.67 billion, switching to scientific notation. 1.67, 3.35 now to the power of 9. The healing word. Baldric heals the champions in all the columns in front of him for now a 965.5 health per second. For half a point. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Bargain with Tymora. Baldric gains the Goldfind role and increases the party's Goldfind by 100% for each bargaining partner. Well, I've got a quick idea. Is that better? I don't think that's better. So we have a bigger cursor. Baldric gains the Goldfind role, increases the Goldfind by 100% for each bargaining partner stacking multiplicatively. Additionally, champions with the Goldfind role also count as Baldric's bargaining partners. We've got 9 bargaining partners here, increasing the Goldfind by 5.11 to the power of 4. Let's compare that to Bowman, who has a lot more item levels. That's 7.80, 7.9 to the power of 7. Versus 5.11 to the power of 4. And let's have a look at Lae'zel. 1 to the power of 6. What about Rust? 8.28 to the power of 5. But okay, Baldric hasn't got any item levels yet. The shield of filth. I always read that shield of faith, but it's shield of filth. When Uggie is with Baldric, any champion that is being targeted by Baldric's healing word can't take more than 33% of their max health in one hit, which means they're down in 4 hits at higher areas. With 3 hits, they're down to 1%. With the 4th hit, they're dead. Let's face it. 4 hits. Yeah, 3 hits. Shield of filth. The healing lantern. When any champion drops to or below 50% of the maximum health, Baldric lights his lantern for the rest of the current area, and all healing received by champions in the formation is increased by 100% for each healing champion in the formation Sacking multiplicatively. By 100% for each healing champion. And at the moment we have how many? We've got Omen. We've got Alaric. Alaric is a healing champion, yes. Yeah, that's about it. Omen and Alaric as healing champions, 2 healing champions. The bargain with Eldoth that we just chose. Baldric increases the effect of healing word by 100%. Additionally, champions with the healing role also count as Baldric's bargaining partners if they don't already do. Good. We've got a Azud's favor of 3 to the power of 25. Maybe use some meat grinder, Marilyn's meat grinder in the next boss area to get that number up a little bit more. Splendid. And let's have a look at his variants. Might do variant 1. We might start variant 1 after that. Good. High stakes negotiations. The tier goal for tier 4 would be 12th area 1200. Baldric starts in the formation, that's pretty clear. He can be moved but not removed. Only champions who have a charisma of 15 or higher and are not next to Uggie can deal damage. But any other champions can be used. Every champion can be used. Fallbacks champions can always deal damage regardless of their position or charisma. Getting to know Baldric and Uggie. Baldric's main buff primarily targets champions with a high charisma, and Uggie's buff targets champions that aren't next to her. Choose and place your primary damage dealer carefully. Jaheira. Yes, Jaheira. I'm a huge fan of Jaheira. Variant 2, the Tavern Keepers. I like that. As an innkeeper, I like that variant name. Tier 4 goal would be area 1400 now. Baldric starts in information with his healing word ability already unlocked. He can be moved but not removed. A thrown muck. Should I throw my muck? No. GSO1. A thrown muck hits a random champion every second, dealing 5% of their max health and damage. After area 125, this increases to 10%. After area 350 to 25, and after area 800 to 50%. Ouch. That's a lot. Getting to know Baldric. Baldric heals champions that are in front of him in the formation, and his lantern boosts all healing abilities when a champion is heavily wounded. Use him and other healing champions to get through this variant. Lyconia comes to mind. Yes. Variant 3, the hardest one, a god for every occasion. Tier 4 goal would be a 1600. Baldric starts in formation with his bargaining power ability unlocked. He can be moved but not removed once again. And you may only use champions that count as one of Baldric's bargaining partners. Wait, hold on. Did you choose those later? No. That means... I'm not sure. You may only use champions that count as one of Baldric's possible bargaining partners, maybe? Because bargaining partners change depending on his specializations. So, we'll see. Getting to know Baldric, Baldric doesn't follow a single deity, but instead bargains with multiple deities for spells and favors. You can use his specializations to access additional champions for this variant. Okay, that clears it up. Just read at the end, to the end of the paragraph. Note to self, and everything is clear. So you start with Charisma 15 champions as his bargaining partners, his primary bargaining partners, and then depending on his specializations and his bargains, you gain additional bargaining partners that you can later use in this variant. Should we already start variant 1? Yeah, we should. Definitely should. Going to save that formation as, once again, speedy. It's not speedy at all. Pardon. It's not the best Goldfind formation either. It's a bit of a mix between those two. Good. Got a favor increase of close to, no, over 2 to the power of 29. Let's finish the next boss area and get in the meat grinder. Almost 4 to the power of 29. That should do the trick. So, variant 1, trying to push as high as possible. High stakes negotiations. Getting Jaheira in as our main DPS. Like that, like that, like that. Elvic buffs Jaheira. Jaheira is a champion of Tymora. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing much. Let's roll. Let's see if we can make it to area 800. Maybe I'll just cut the video. Oh, come on, this familiar clicking. It's getting a bit old. Jaheira is neutral. She's our main DPS. Let's have a look. Yes, she is dealing damage. And let's have once again a look at Specialization 1. Probably even going again with Tymora, bargain with Tymora for some more gold. Bargain with Mystra, I think. Should I use bargain with Tyr? Let's try. Let's have a look at his feats. 3 of them can be found in gold chests. We currently have 27 gold chests banked, but 1,180,000 gems. So I'm pretty sure we can get those 3 with gold chests. Let's have a look at his epic feats. The Wondrous Odor, lowest max damage per hit of Baldric's Shield of Filth, ability to 10% of target's max health. Okay, that makes much more sense. So now champions can't take or couldn't take more than 10% of their health per hit. That means they will survive 9 hits. Maybe 10 because they are being healed in between, but roughly 10 hits. Tenacious increases the constitution score of Baldric by 2. That's both available as an event reward. Wondrous Odor and Tenacious increases the constitution score of Baldric by 2, making him eligible, I think, for Vajra. Yeah, constitution of 14 is needed for Vajra, and he's got a constitution of 12 plus 1, so he will be eligible for Vajra variance 2. Resolute grants Baldric immunity to stun effects. Doesn't make much sense right now for me. If he's the only champion that is immune to stun effects from, for example, dragon bosses, that won't help all too much, I think. Maybe I'm not getting something, but well, we'll see, we'll see. We made it to area 87. We're going to speed things up now. BBEG and Lae'zel. And Diana. So I'm picking Selflessness, increases the damage of all champions by 10%, pretty straightforward. And maybe Baldric Baldric person increases the effect of Baldric's undeniable Uggie ability by 20%. Uggie's buff is increased by 400% when Baldric is in formation, and Uggie buffs the damage of all non-adjacent champions by now 500%. Let's use that feat. And it goes up to 580. That's not all too much. From 500 to 580. And the low stakes increases the effect of Baldric's bargaining power by 20%. We've got 6 bargaining partners now, increasing the damage of his bargaining partners by 180%. For each bargaining partner in the formation segment multiplicatively. 6 bargaining partners, post-stack bonus, post-stack multiplier. We've got a total bonus of 3.15 to the power of 9 gearless. Good. I'll see you at hopefully area 1000. We'll see. I'm going to save that formation now as that's a speedy / Goldfind formation now. Good. See you soon at hopefully area 1150. We'll see. Goodbye for now. See you soon. We are closing in area 600 and therefore tier 3 of variant 1. Can answer its favor of now 1.25 to the power of 33. And that was tier 3. 3 gold Baldric chests and 600 corrupted chumps. See you hopefully at area 1200. Goodbye for now. Closing in area 1000 out of 1200. Slowly switching to our better formation. Not as speedy, but higher damage. And a little bit more gold. 6 to the power of 49. Azud's Favour. Meat grinder. Oh yes. That paid off. 1.8 to the power of 50. $2.50 to the power of 50 now. Ha. It's looking good. Although I have no idea why Elwick is BUD setting. Because we don't have Jaheira in. That's why. Going to quickly change that. Is that even worth it? Maybe yes. Probably wasn't even necessary to get Jaheira in. But better safe than sorry. (2.9 to the power of 51). Favour increase. So what can we say about Baldric, who's still gearless? Well, he blends in pretty well with the other champions. I like that. Uggie in this choices of specializations increases the damage of all non-adjacent champions by now 580%. His bargaining power, the bargaining partners now also include all Goldfind champions. We've got 9 bargaining partners, 9 champions with either charisma 15 or higher or the Goldfind role, and increases the damage of his bargaining partners by 180% for each bargaining partner information, stacking multiplicatively, a total bonus of 2.21 to the power of 12%. Gearless. That's okay. It's okay. It's not all too great yet, but it's got an average equipment item level of 0. In this constellation, the undeniable Uggie buff is increased by 480% when Baldric is in formation. Baldric now heals all champions in all the columns in front of him for 2372 health per second, starting at 20, going up to 2000. Still nowhere near Omen. The Omen is totally misplaced. That's better. Yeah. 11, 20 broken. That's fine. The healing lantern stays the same when any champion drops to or below 50% of the maximum health. Baldric lights his lantern for the rest of the current area, and all healing received by champion information is increased by 100% for each healing champion information, stacking multiplicatively. Once again, that's just Eloic loading user. I don't like that message. It's just Eloic and Omen, right? And himself, Baldric himself. And a bargain with Tyr. Baldric increases the pre-stack bonus of bargaining power by 50%. So we end up with a bargaining power bonus of 2.21 to the power of 12. 50 areas to go. Favour increase of 1.95 to now 2 to the power of 54. Splendid. Cheers to that. Now the meat grinder wrenching out even more Favour. Another one. Next up, I will probably go with Omen or Eloic as Flex champions. Do their variants, will I? On the base adventure? Still no, maybe, no, I'm going to stay with Baldric and do his base adventure overnight, getting as much favor as its favor as possible overnight. Let's see how that goes. Good, last 10 areas. Shouldn't be. No, it's not a problem. Gonna make it. Good. 2.76 to the power of 55. Favor increase, Azud's favor. Area 1200. Done. Tier 4. Done. Next up in the next video is variant 2 and 3. And in the meantime, I think you know how it is. Everyone, have fun, and I'll see you soon after that last meat grinder. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day.